Good morning to all, and I'm glad to join you today, at least through this video message. And let me apologize again for not being able to be there in presence. I'm also sorry that I'm missing for sure a very interesting discussion. I thought it would be important, however, to send you my contribution, in particular to emphasize the contribution that the Commission is striving to make in the area of disability, including also by supporting the families of persons with disabilities through our, what we all very well know, strategy for the rights of the persons with disabilities 2021-2030, as well as the European Care Strategy. Also, what you know very well, we are now in the transition between different Commission colleges, and we are proud to say that the last 5 years have probably been the most productive ones in the Commission's history as regards delivering policies in the area of the disability. For the first time in history, we have also had a Commissioner for Equality, and this has certainly supported us in framing disability policies within the human rights-based approach, which you know very well is enshrined in the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Persons with Disabilities. We also adopted the strategy for the rights of persons with disabilities, and since the March 2021, when the strategy was adopted, we have worked relentlessly to deliver on a number of flagship initiatives. First, we have set up the disability platform in which COFACE takes part. We have presented the European Disability Card and got it approved by the co-legislators in a record time. We have also launched the Accessible EU Resource Centre. We have presented the Disability Employment Package, whose implementation, I'm very happy and very proud to say, is in full swing. Last but not least, we are now close to finalization of 2 remaining important flagships in the area of independent living and also in the area of social services. These 2 are particularly relevant for today, particularly relevant for this audience and for COFACE, whose mission is to promote the well-being, health and security of the families. I know that COFACE has been a part of the disability platform subgroups, both subgroups which have supported us in these preparations. Let me tell you a few things about European Care Strategy. This strategy, the European Care Strategy, was adopted by the Commission in September 2022, and it serves as a comprehensive framework aiming at enhancing access to quality care services across the EU and improving the situation for both care receivers and the people caring for them, professionally or informally. This strategy also aims to tackle inter alia the challenge of an aging population, leading to growing demand for quality long-term care services. In addition to address gender equality concerns, it promotes the work-life balance, as caregiving responsibilities often fall disproportionately on women, and calls for a better gender balance in the care sector. I have to say that the overarching objectives of the care strategy are many, but they include, between the others, improving access to high-quality care services for children and long-term care for older adults and persons with disabilities. Then, supporting formal and informal carers, including family carers, through better working conditions and recognition. Thirdly, ensuring adequate investment in the care sector to address staff shortages and improve working conditions. Then, promoting gender equality by reducing the gender care gap and fostering better work-life balance policies for carers. Also, improving evidence-based approach and progress monitoring based on sound and timely indicators. To achieve these, I would dare to say, ambitious objectives, The care strategy includes a series of EU-level commitments, some of which have been already translated into reality. For example, a large-scale partnership for skills in the long-term care sector and the sectorial policy dialogue for social services were launched. Well, they have been launched over the last 2 years to support families and informal carers in collaboration with the World Health Organization. The Commission is developing a training toolkit that will be available in spring 2025, and this toolkit will inform informal carers with access to essential information and support. Let me tell you that the Council recommendation on long-term care, adopted in December 2022 as the part of the broader care strategy, underscores the importance of supporting informal carers, for instance, recognizing them as a fundamental part of the care system and ensuring they receive adequate financial support, respite services, and access to information and training. Encouraging the member states to invest in training and upskilling opportunities for informal carers. There is another important element, ensuring work-life balance measures, such as flexible working arrangements and caregiver leave. Lastly, promoting psychological and emotional support for informal carers who are often at risk of a burnout. The successful implementation of this recommendation relies heavily on the active involvement of all relevant stakeholders, but member states in particular, social partners, and all the others, including civil society organizations, which are driving instrument and driving force in the implementation of the recommendation. The NGOs can do many things. You can, for example, advocate for better implementation at the national, at the regional and the local levels by engaging with the policymakers and raising awareness of the importance of support systems for carers. You can also facilitate peer-to-peer learning and capacity building initiatives to empower informal carers and connect them with the resources. You can also do monitoring and evaluation of the implementation process. You can also provide the feedback and hold governments accountable to their commitments under the European Care Strategy. All member states, I have to tell you, have submitted their reports on the foreseen implementation measures of the Council recommendation, and also more than half have proposed measures concerning informal carers. I can mention just few: France, Latvia, and Portugal as some of the examples, but there are many more. In conclusion, let me tell you, the care strategy and the strategy for the rights of the persons with disabilities have clear links and to some extent shared objectives. They address target groups which partially overlap. As transition towards deinstitutionalization happen, it is important that we ensure the availability of community-based care and support services for persons with disabilities, and that we work towards full accessibility of mainstream services too, integrating them with the use of assistive technologies. This would not only allow persons with disabilities to live as independently as possible and to decide for themselves in line with a person-centered and human rights-based approach. This also allows, I have to say, families and informal carers to feel supported and valued, to be able to participate into the labor market despite their care responsibilities, and thus to avoid falling into the trap of poverty and social exclusion. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you a productive and aspiring meeting. We look forward to continue to engage with all of you, including also in the context of our upcoming important appointments: the stock-taking conference dedicated to the care strategy, which is planned for the 12th of November, and European Days of Persons with Disabilities event, which is to take place on 28th and 29th November. Thank you very much, and I wish you successful discussions.